Ahoy and welcome to this Narrowboat adventure. It's time for our summer barbecue once again. The lovely people at Valiant Fireside Accessories have sent me a full-on barbecue set to review for you all, and once again they are giving me the discount code for you all to use if you want to, which is JAS002. Anyway, basically that code will give you 25% off of anything you'd like on their website. So the barbecue that I've showed previously on here is included in that. The multi-fuel stove fan that sticks onto your flue pipe is included in that. They also sell multi-fuel stoves and cleaning kits and all sorts of really good nifty gadgets that are very useful at this time of year if you are doing a service to your multi-fuel stove. But anyway, back to the barbecue. I mean, it's kind of a midsummer tradition at this point where we have a really fantastic barbecue, and this kit was really fantastic. It was huge, so I have to knock off 1 point for that it's not the kind of thing that I have a lot of room for on my narrowboat, but it is the kind of thing that I'm going to make room for because it is so good at its job. So you've got some pizzas, you've got a fork, and you've also got a spatula, which really, what more do you actually need? The pincers was actually one of the things that I liked the best. And anyway, I'm just going to let you see the barbecue for yourself and see all of those tools in action.
So we were moored here in the lovely Tottenham Hale, one of our favourite mooring spots, and I set up our barbecue on this lovely wooden table just next to our boat. I might be hearing you say, what, a barbecue on a wooden table? But don't worry, as you can see we have a lovely marble chopping board that we put underneath. Although actually with the Valiant barbecue, I don't know if it's really necessary, because you'll see in a second the tray that's in my hand there, that is where all the fire goes, so it's actually quite high up, but we put the marble tray there just in case anything falls down. So here I'm putting in some fire lighters, and we've got this huge bag of charcoal which has lasted like literally the entire summer, and we've had quite a lot of barbecues. But yeah, this is me just getting the fire going basically. I know a lot of you are going to comment about the fact that I'm using a small lighter to light this barbecue. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at being health and safety friendly, but I've hurt myself quite rarely, so let's celebrate that instead. So we had to wait for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour for the fire to really get going. I ended up waiting a little bit longer because Seb had not arrived home yet. But during that time, I decided to do a bit of prep work. So I brought out all of the food we're going to be cooking today. We particularly had a lot of mushrooms, so I decided we would do some garlic butter mushrooms on the barbecue. So this is just me getting the paper bits off of the garlic and getting the garlic ready. You can probably see in the background our neighbour was also having a barbecue, so it was quite nice. We got to all chat and hang out in the evening. And then of course I bumped into another neighbour, so had to stop and have a quick chat. Anyway, so let's get back to work now, Jasmin. So I'm putting butter into all of the mushrooms and a little bit of the garlic that I've just chopped up. We did have honestly, I don't know why I prepared so many mushrooms for me and Seb. We had enough mushrooms for about 2,000 people. We ended up giving some to our friend next door because I just did all of the mushrooms that we had in the house, which was a mistake. So obviously with these, you don't put them, you only cook one side of these because the idea is that all the lovely garlic butter melts into the inside of the mushroom. So we're starting from the tools here. And so here we go. We're going to have a look at the tools we've got. This is the barbecue multi-tool that Valiant sent me last time. So this one has, basically it comes apart, and the idea is that you attach it together to become tongs, although I don't love it as tongs. I do think the other tools by themselves are fantastic. So we've got the flipper, we've got the spiky guy, and then we've got the the wine opener, and then the knife. And as you can see in the flipper, there is also a bottle opener, very important at a barbecue. And then I've just been sent these lovely tools. So you've obviously got your flipper for flipping burgers, and obviously these are quite substantially bigger than the multi-tool. They're also stainless steel, so really easy to clean, although I think both are actually. You've got this nice spiky guy. I like the 2-prong spikes actually quite a lot. I think that's going to be useful, but we'll see how it goes in the barbecue. And then some like really effective tongs. I think the tongs are my favourite of this set, if I'm comparing the two, because the tongs in the other set were probably just the ones that let me down the most. So I started out by chucking some mushrooms on there because I didn't know if it was quite hot enough yet, and also because I wanted to make sure that if something was going to be completely cooked and ready, it would be the mushrooms, because I didn't really want the meat getting cold. I knew these burgers would take a little while though, because they're quite thick. Now this really worked really nicely. I like to squeeze the burgers so some of the fat goes into the fire. It seems to get it going a bit more. Here's our first flip. Oh yes, beautiful. You know, you blame the tools, not the chef. Of course, I've got to show you the first bite. It tastes really good, as you can probably tell. Now I get to use the spiny guy to get some pork on the barbecue. I think we were near a Lidl when I did this barbecue. So yeah, Lidl has got some actually really good marinated barbecue meats I would definitely recommend. Just there's nothing better than the view of your grill next to the water. I was keeping all of the tools just underneath the fire on my chopping board, and it worked really well actually. It was nice to have them to hand there. Now the burgers are done, and Seb still wasn't home. I think he arrived shortly after this, so it was getting to be a bit worrying that he was going to have to eat a cold burger for a second there. Here he is. He did arrive shortly after, and here was my first taste tester. So, and thank goodness really, because I didn't feel myself very well. You'll see in a moment. So let's see if he liked it. The food is prepared. He likes it! It's a win! The crowd goes wild. And of course I managed to not film half of my face while I took my first bite, so sorry about that. I would have shown you us eating the the pork, but unfortunately it got so dark that I couldn't.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what is your favourite type of barbecue food in the description. If you'd like to join us again on this Narrowboat adventure, please do click subscribe down below. And if you would like to, you can hop on over to Facebook and search this Narrowboat adventure there to be updated when my latest videos are uploaded. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!